Good morning. It's Friday, wins and losses. Plus, there's not that much news, but there's some news, so let's do it. All right. How's everybody doing? Okay, don't forget, after the show, 9:40, I'm going to be doing an entry points seminar. So if you want to know entry points of how to get into a stock, etc., join the Bid and Ask Nation. You'll have it. You'll get that private message through Discord, and we'll talk about it. So for those of you that are wondering, it's going to be a lot about engulfing candlesticks. Give me 1 second here. What's up? Can't talk. Okay, there we go. So it's going to be a lot about engulfing candlesticks. And I think that you're going to need to basically understand what those entry points are, because you guys understand, well, those of you that are in the Bid and Ask Nation, you understand volume, stochastics. You know when the stock is in the sweet spot. It's when to enter the stock. that's when these engulfing candlesticks play such a major role. And I probably should have emphasized it a little bit more to you guys, but I'm glad that we're doing this. So you'll have it, it'll be documented, and we'll go from there. So first things first. Remember, 9:40 a.m., 9:40 a.m. So if you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation, join it, and we'll do it at that time. So what are stock futures doing today? I have not even looked. They're up, and I think that we're going to actually have a win on the week after that disaster on Monday. So that's cool, I guess. All right, let's see. What do I want to start with? I want to start with this housing thing. So this just came out. I just did a refresh, and it popped up as the top story on Yahoo Finance. So more struggling U.S. homeowners eligible for reduced payments, and that's from the White House. So we remember that story from Bank of America, or was it Wells Fargo, that said they're going to start getting rid of, or they're going to start, the moratorium on mortgages is going to end. And now we're getting a little bit more delay. So it is what it is. They're going to keep doing this. Like I said, guys, this isn't the Fed, but the Fed is going to do whatever's in their power that's needed to continue to keep things going. Same thing's going to come out of DC, no matter who's voting on it. Homeowners with certain government-backed mortgages can get their monthly payments reduced by 25% if they are still struggling to make payments. That's what the White House said on Friday. Homeowners who are still, quote-unquote, looking for work, retraining, having trouble catching up on back taxes and insurance, or are continuing experiencing hardships for another reason are eligible. Where agencies have the authority, and depending on homeowners' financial conditions, agencies will require or encourage mortgage services to offer borrowers new payment reduction options to help them maintain their home. So that's going to be that. Let's see. Do I get a draw? Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to airlines. So this one I actually just found interesting because I like airlines. I like looking at all the different features that airlines have, etc. So this one I was actually kind of shocked, but I also wasn't that shocked because some of these foreign airlines have incredible amenities on their airlines. One U.S. airline was in the top 10 of the world, and that happened to be United. And even though I don't really agree, I mean, United International is pretty awesome. United Domestic is pretty meh, it's whatever. But United International is pretty good, especially with their Polaris planes. Those are pretty awesome, especially in the business class cabin. So Qatar Airways, number one spot because of cabin innovation and passenger service. I've never flown on it. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos on it. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos on Emirates, and man, they're pretty cool. So that's that. What did we even have any other ones in here? I guess Alaska. I guess that's kind of ours. Delta. So it's pretty cool. Each of these airlines has excellent safety record. I don't know. I remember hearing about a lot of the Boeing stuff with United, and has made a big difference to their market. So that was just an interesting story. That was more of my interest than your interest. All right, Intel. This is the story that everybody wants to talk about. So let's see what Intel's doing pre-market. So I always say, just be careful on earnings because depending on what happens, here it is, top trending ticker. Intel down 3%, and Intel beat their earnings. So I always say to you guys, earnings are a total crapshoot. It can go, you can have earnings that crush it, or you can have earnings that get hit. I remember 2 quarters ago, Apple had phenomenal earnings, phenomenal outlook on everything, and they just absolutely obliterated their revenues and profits, and the stock price dropped like 8%, 8 to 10%, something like that. So you never know what's going to happen with earnings. It's a total crapshoot. So Intel CEO says that the chip shortage could stretch into 2023. What is actually, let's see, $54.25. That's where Intel's at right now. So CEO Pat Gelsinger says that the global semiconductor shortage potentially could stretch into 2023. That doesn't sound very transitory of inflation to me. One of the biggest things that's driving this inflation is supply shortages, and it's chip shortages. So tons of these automakers are struggling, and that's just the start of it. We can go down tons and tons in different industries that you probably don't even think of that use chips, but use chips. German car, this is a good one. German car, Volkswagen, they said this month warned global shortages could worsen over the next 6 months. It could take 1 to 2 years to get back to reasonable supply and demand of the semiconductor industry, Mr. Gelsinger said. Remember, yesterday we spoke about Intel expanding and going for this global foundries, $30 billion, to increase their chip production. I think it's probably, I have to look at the books, but it's probably a good move. I like I've said 1,000 times, Intel to me is a sleeper. This person just commented, I'm not in love with Intel, but they are solid. So Intel's to me is not a sexy company. It is what it is, but that's what I like to find. I'd rather find something like this and make 10 to 12% annualized and not have to deal with insane swings of 60% per day. But yeah, so Intel said its second quarter sales and profit were broadly flat from a year earlier at $19.6 billion and $5.1 billion respectively. Wall Street, on average, expects sales of $17.8 billion and $4.2 billion. I don't care what you think, Wall Street. The digitization of everything continues to accelerate, creating a vast opportunity for us and our customers across core and emerging businesses. So everything that this guy said, and I haven't listened to the earnings call, and maybe if somebody in the chat has listened to the earnings call, let me know what they said in the earnings call. They're in a great financial position. They have a good opportunity to go acquire businesses. It looks like they're finding new areas to grow. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to hear from companies. And frankly, there's nothing in here that's like this crazy, we need to do this insane thing and this and thing. This is pretty damn basic things to do to grow and very attainable. This is another great one. The PC market has been booming and is poised to do well, Mr. Gelsinger told the Journal, as people and companies replace old hardware among post-pandemic return to work and release on Microsoft's Windows 11 later this year. Another thing I thought about, if people are going to be working hybrid, so they have a computer, if they're using 2 desktops, they have one in their office, one at home. If they're not just going to carry a laptop around, that's a lot of individuals could have 2 computers, one at work, one at home, if that's something that your company would do. Even as people go back to work, he said it. We will continue seeing that this PC, the PC is density and more PCs for the household. So, yep, I do agree. Intel may get new government incentives to erect those new facilities that they're talking about, and they're talking about plants in Arizona and New Mexico. A bill earmarking $39 billion for domestic chip manufacturing and billions of dollars more for research and development was approved by the Senate in June. The House is set to pass it. They have yet to pass it, but I'm sure they're going to pass it in some fashion. Intel does still face stiff competition from the chip building market. Taiwan Semiconductors and Samsung are the big ones, and I think AMD's thrown in there too. But to be honest, I like that. I want the competition. The more competition, the better. The better these things are going to be. So, summation on Intel. I like it. I like where they're going. I'm not too worried about the 3% pullback. To be honest with you, the 3% pullback, what was it, $54? I wish this thing would pull back to below 50. That would be wonderful. But yeah, just keep a watch on this thing, guys. I think this is definitely more of a value play than a trading play, but you can do both on it. Let's go to the next one. This is, where was that thing? Did I not open that one? Oh, maybe I didn't open it. Okay. Well, it was about Boston. What's the name of that company? The Boston Beer Company. Sam Adams. They got crushed on earnings. I think they're down like 20% right now. And it's because they overproduced this Truly product, this seltzer, and the sales were absolutely atrocious. Actually, I swear I have the story. Let me see here. Wasn't it this one? Yep. There it is. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Boston Beer. Okay, bottom line, the seltzer boom is over. Cool. Shares of Boston Beer crashed 20% in pre-market this Friday as maker of Truly Hard Seltzer and Sam Adams badly whiffed on earnings expectations and slashed full-year guidance. I can't imagine a company that just hedges everything on a seltzer, but hey, to each his own. We overestimated the growth of hard seltzer category in the second quarter, and the demand for Truly. I think they were probably going for the summer months. We have increased our production of Truly to meet our summer peak and have had lower than anticipated demand. Net sales still up 25% year over year, but they got smoked. Truly brand is taking market share away from the leader White Claw. I see that name everywhere with a share gap that is now less than 10% compared to 20% a year ago. So that's cool. Somebody just said Truly is better than White Claw. Happy Dad, White Claw, Truly. That's what Mason just said. Happy birthday, Mason, by the way. Haven't told you yet today. All right, Biogen. This is my favorite story that I want to talk about. I'm just so fascinated with this. And I don't know if it bores you guys, but this is just the most unbelievable story to me. I think you have to look at this from not only a company standpoint, but look at this from an FDA standpoint. No matter who you are, the FDA affects your life. From the Tylenol or Motrin that you take to cancer drugs to Alzheimer's drugs, the FDA, it's to the food you eat. FDA is everything, and the FDA has set a new terrible precedent. I've talked to so many physicians. I was messaging with Dr. Trey this morning. He's in the Bid and Ask Nation. He's talked to a bunch of neurologists. They're not going to use it. So Biogen has reported $1.6 million in revenues on the sales of aducanumab in the weeks after the controversial Alzheimer's disease therapy approval in June, a result lower than the $6.3 million fact-set consensus. So if we look at that, and I'm just going to say $54,000 per patient, like we were saying. So Biogen, if you take that 1.6 million number, they've registered 29 patients in their drug, and that their expectation was 116 patients. So when you have massive hospitals like Cleveland Clinic and Mount Sinai in New York saying that they're not going to use it, it's bad. The acting FDA commissioner has requested an investigation into the approval of the drug, and the two leading medical centers have said that they will not issue it. Biogen's head of research and development, Dr. Alfred Sandcock, said that the approval of Aduhelm has been the subject of extensive misinformation and misunderstanding. And now, from what I'm understanding, is that patients that have family members who have Alzheimer's, they're saying we're not giving the patient the drug just because of the insane controversy that's out there. So swing and a miss. I'm telling you, this drug is going to get pulled. Lucid Motors to become one of the biggest EVs after its debut. This is just a comical story. Shareholders are supposed to vote on Thursday on whether to approve the merger of blank check company Churchill Capital and Lucid Motors, but the vote ran into a glitch and rescheduled for 9 a.m. It appears the problem may have stemmed from the fact that some shareholders were unable to access codes that were emailed to them, blah, blah, blah. Basically, that's probably how they're going to run their company. Nio, they're diluting shares. They're offering 1.68 million shares. But if you ask some people that really know about economics and whatnot, diluting shares doesn't matter. So YOLO. That's that. Let's do some stocks. Send me some stocks. I will go over this real quick. 3 month the 10 years dropping down a little bit. So let's keep seeing what happens there. Any earnings today after the bell? Nothing. Well, there's one after the bell, but it doesn't matter. So look at American Express popping up about 5%. Let's go and look at Monday real quick. So Monday, pay attention, guys. After the bell, Tesla is after the bell. Lockheed Martin before. Logitech after. Hasbro before. Pet Meds, I know some of you guys do that. So we're rolling into a new week of earnings. I know Apple's Tuesday. Microsoft is Tuesday. Google's Tuesday. Starbucks. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming next week. Next week is going to be huge. If you guys want to join the Bid and Ask Nation right now, because I'm going to be doing a seminar at 9:40 private. It's right here, $69 a month. This number is going up to $76 a month. You get access to me. You get it. It's great. If you want just this, and of course you get all the Everything Money software here. If you just want the software and Discord access, $25 a month. If you want to do a one-on-one session with me, $500, one time, 1 hour Zoom session. We talk about anything you want. It'll definitely help you. And if you want to do a consult with Paul about real estate, he'll give you 4 hours of his time, $10,000, $2,500 an hour, and you will do very well, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Oh, that's right. I'm going to be buying Viacom today. How exciting! I might buy some Discovery too. Depends how frisky I get with this. All right, let's look at Intel. Kenny Yu Woo. All right, let's see. Intel, big gap down. So the good news for Intel, they dropped below their 200-day moving average. They could, why don't we zoom out a little bit more? So I'm going to draw a line on Intel. I'm just going to try to find support. Okay, so I'm going to just not be biased. I'm only just looking right here. Okay, so that's a support line right there. Let's call that $53. And then let's draw another one. I probably see one right here. $51, something like that. And then I see one right here, probably 49, 48, 50, something like that. So there is support there. Since they're below their 200-day moving average, let's see if it stays down here. What I could also see happening today is something like this, and I'm going to draw it in a red candle for you guys. All right, there. What I could see is the stock just goes like this today and like this today. And just kind of closes actually right here at $54.25. So I could see that. I could also see something like this today where it goes like that and the stock price and have that. So the stock price closes up here right at the 200-day moving average. So I could see that too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You can draw a straight line very well. Thanks. It's taken a lot of practice. Starbucks. Shoot, dog. Look at Starbucks. Hey, if you have Starbucks, keep rolling with it. But I would take profits here because this gap, you got lucky with that one. Take profits there. Let's see. Oh, somebody wants to do Biogen. The Biogen execs sold the RIP perfectly back in June. Oh, Biogen. I mean, guys, I remember saying, take profits on this day. This day was insane. Take profits. I don't care. No matter what they're going to do. Let's say aducanumab was good. It was a great drug. It was helping patients, this and that. There's no way that the revenue from aducanumab was going to send this thing any higher. Just wasn't going to happen. This is totally absurd. And if the drug gets pulled, you're going to see this thing go like this. It's going to come right here because it's going to level out to there. That's exactly where you're going to go. So if you own Biogen, good luck to you. Coke. Let's do Coke. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you guys about the wins and losses. What time is it? I'll give it another few minutes. Completely forgot about that. I asked everybody, then I didn't do it. All right. Let me see if I can zoom in here on Coca-Cola. What's going on? La, 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 la. All right. So Coke, I assume the reason you're asking is because you're coming through the sweet spot very nicely. But in my opinion, you need to break out over this previous high because otherwise it's not going to go much higher than that. So next, Microsoft. Somebody did ask me about that. I think it was Horace, actually. Oh, Horace. Okay, so here we go. So you're making all-time highs, looking great. Keep going. I see no reason to even take profits. I think you should just keep rolling with this thing and just let it go. What a company. All right. I'll do Viacom, but this is going to take 2 seconds. There's nothing fun to talk about with on Viacom. Viacom, downtrend, holding support. It's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. I don't know what to tell you. This company, it's a value play, in my opinion. I'm just scrolling through here. Snap, I'll do that one. Is this Snapchat or Snap on. Snap Inc. Snapchat. Oh, come on. Get real here. Did they have earnings today or what? What's today's date? Today's this. Dun, 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 dun. Why did this thing gap up so high? They reported after the bell yesterday, and it's up 17%. Sick. All right. Well, if you're in this and you've been lucky with this, take your profits because you're extremely lucky, and this thing's going to come back down. That's all I have to say about that. So, okay. Let's do Coke. We'll see when the birds start chirping. All right. Let's see here. All right, Linus. What's my Viacom play? My Viacom play it's a value play. I looked at it yesterday, flipped through the 10K yesterday. I like it. I think, does it have more downward pressure? Sure, maybe. But this thing, I think Viacom's going to do very well over the next 3 to 5 years. Hell, I think it might do very well over the next 2 years. So in my opinion, I am going to buy Viacom. Yeah, Viacom has doubled its share count. That's the only thing that concerns me with them. But the reason, I think that they have reasoning for doing it. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna put my life into it, but we'll see. All right. Anyways, Bid and Ask Nation, wins and losses this week. These are pretty good. And you know what I do is I go in there on Friday mornings and I say, can you please give me your wins if you have them? Give me your losses. And my favorite part about that is tell me why you lost. And as long as you're learning from your losses, then I'm cool with it. Solon plus 7.5% on PayPal. That was a swing trade. He actually got stopped out early, so hey, don't put your stops so tight, and he learned that. Tall Geese plus 10% on SLM. He exited before earnings, and they dropped 5%. So, and they beat earnings. So that was earnings are a crapshoot. Tim Tom plus 18% on CCL swing trade. He lost on Airbnb because he didn't add on an engulfing candlestick. That's what the 940 seminar is for, to teach you guys when to actually add to a stock. Eddie plus 16%, CCL swing trade, plus 6% on Palantir swing trade. And then we got, let's see here, Dr. Trey plus 2% on United Airlines, plus 5% on DPZ. Cash plus 2.5% for the entire week. No losses. I think I saw like 10 trades in there. Dads with a Purpose. Nick, Ambassador, plus 2% on Cardinal Health. Gianni, here we go. Plus 4%. This is all day trading, guys. Plus 4% on Square, 4% on Peloton, 11.5% on Peloton, 4% on AMC, 4% on NVIDIA, 5% on DPZ. And guys, I actually just he had tons more, but I wasn't going to read anything under 4%. So if you want to know how to day trade, he's in the day trading channel every single day. But yep. All right. This Blender. Who's this Blender MIA? Blender Mia? I do like the name Mia, if that's in fact what it is. How many days in a row do I have to do HPQ? Nothing's changing. It's still as terrible today as it was yesterday. You're in a terrible downtrend. You're in a downtrend over here. You're going to sit at support at your 200-day moving average until something happens. I don't really know what else to tell you. MasterCard. Let's see. MasterCard was on my watch list up in here, but I didn't like where the stochastic was going. Okay, so to be honest with you, if you get an engulfing candlestick on MasterCard that actually fills it out like this, I would be fine if you added to MasterCard today, even though it's Friday, because this thing is looking pretty good. Just make sure you get through this resistance point of 384.29. Discovery. They're in the same situation as Viacom. Not very much fun. Terrible trend. Below all 4 major moving averages. I got nothing for you. It's just it's a better value play. Sit and wait. What's EXP? Eagle Materials. I don't know what that is. It's up 10%. If it is, take profits because you're lucky. It's just a crazy reaction from the market. Okay, why don't we look at Apple? So Apple had that big pullback, still moving up. We took profit. I mean, we sold this position around $147, I believe. It's finally back up there. Did we sell it around 145? No, we took profits around 145. I think we sold it around 145. So I did have a feeling that Apple was going to get going in this direction, but I didn't want to risk that it didn't go in that direction just because back on Monday, this line was crossing through pretty hard to the downside. So in my opinion anyway, I think this trade is pretty much over unless for some let me rephrase. If earnings come out on Tuesday and they're very good and this thing comes up here, then I think you'll be fine on Apple. But yeah. Okay, next. Ooh, MLHR. Is that Herman Miller? Very good. Who picked that one? Or is that from the stocks that we own? Yikes. All right, sitting at the 100-day moving average, not really doing anything. Yep. Very inconsistent volume. This is not a stock I would trade. Not a stock I would trade. All right, is SoFi... Wait, Sage? Is Sage that weird therapeutics company? They are. No, I don't really have anything to say here. I mean, you could probably short them if you would like. Let's zoom out a little bit. I do think that if you want to short this thing, I think you could probably come down here to this $30 range. So this might be a great short. If you guys want to throw it in the channel, in the shorting channel, might be a good one for you. Oh my God, my voice is starting to hurt, and we still have another 33 minutes to go. Oh boy. All right. What's next? Somebody give me some swing trades or day trades. I want to do some of those. mRNA. So Moderna is going to, I'm telling you guys, if you guys have made this kind of run on Moderna, please take your profits on it because this is total nonsense to be up here. It's just total nonsense. You need to, the reason is going to be because this thing, they're going to the S&P, and as soon as they get to the S&P, I do not think they're going to perform well. They're hedging their entire life on COVID. All right, what do we got here? Uber, it's just kind of sitting. It's just sitting. I don't think you're going to drop much lower than $45, but it's going to take a lot for you to get over the $50 mark just because of those moving averages. So, all right. Rocket Mortgage, great for a swing trade. Let's check her out. Rocket Mortgage. All right, let me zoom in. Okay, you are correct, sir. Volume is a little bit lacking, but coming through the sweet spot nicely, and you have a lot of room to run up to this like 1875 range where the 50 and 25-day moving average are. Good find. SWBI on a swing trade. This is Smith & Wesson. Why don't I blow this up a little bit? Oh, wait a second. There we go. Blow this up. SWBI. So it's kind of doggish. Let me see if I can make this stochastic a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's kind of doggish. I need the red line and the yellow line to be in the sweet spot. And I think when that happens, you'll probably be up here over the 25-day moving average. So good stock. Just needs time. eBay, good swing. Let's see if you're right, Alexander. Yeah, you're right. All right, I like it. If you're in eBay on this swing trade, this is beautiful. I love it. I love that it closed above resistance yesterday. Market just opened right now. You can go ahead and add to it today if you want to. But because of where the stochastic is, just be very careful. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation and you want to be, you have 10 minutes or less to join to get into the seminar. If you're not in there or you can't attend, it will be recorded and you can play it later. So you guys have a wonderful day. I will talk to you on Monday. If I don't talk to you after the show, have a good one. See ya.